are moving right into our Life's Moments feature. That's a segment that we have here on the show. And tonight, we have a special guest with us
All right.
tonight. Yes, her name is Latoya. Latoya Pinnock. I don't know why I keep saying Pinnock.
Well, I see Latty. So what's that about? I see is it Latty?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so yeah, we well I know her as Latty J, but
Okay.
you
Okay.
know,
All right. All right.
I know her as Latty J. You know, that's her alias. So she's gonna have to tell me where she got that nickname from.
Yeah, I want to know too.
So let me just tell you a little bit about her. So she is the wife of an ordained minister of the gospel and mother of two boys, Joshua and Josiah. She is a daughter of Zion, woman of destiny, and she plays a very active role in her community and in her church with couples and youth and the prayer ministry. She is the founder of Josiah Speaks Hope, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. And it's a nonprofit organization which seeks to support awareness, empowerment, advocacy, and education for mothers and families affected by pregnancy loss. So that's just a little bit about Latty. So we want to hear her voice. Latty, are you there? Good night on that journey. So Latty, are you there with us tonight?
Yes, I'm
There
here.
we go. There we go.
Hi.
I'm having some technical difficulties, but I'm here.
Understand.
Okay.
Understand. You're here. That's important.
We're having a
I
nationwide network problem, so
Yes, we
I'm
are.
sorry about it.
okay, that's all right. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're here to
Let's go
share
right
with us.
ahead.
So first of all, before we go any further, we want to know where you got the name Latty J from. Is it short for Latoya?
Yes, Latty is short for Latoya, and the J,
Okay,
I don't know where it comes from. My
you
best
don't
friend
know.
just added the J to it, and we were like, okay, Latty J, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, for that nice
It
little
almost
J,
sounds
right?
like Natty J. So watch out now.
No.
All right, Latty, thank you for coming on. So first of all, we want to talk to you about just your journey. Uh, this 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 segment is really just to try to empower those who have been through the journey of pregnancy and pregnancy loss. So I was sharing with them while you were away that we met through our wives ministry group, and I met you when you were on your journey uh, being pregnant. So uh, tell us about that journey and what was that like for you?
My journey of being pregnant was a prophetic move. I am a Christian and I truly believe in the Lord, and I love the Lord. I have been married for over 17 years. So
okay, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations. I'm right behind you.
right, come on, let's do this. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So you got to take your time.
That's right.
So I've been married for years, and so I have one son. His name is Joshua. And so in 2018, I got a prophetic word in 2017 that I was gonna have a child in 2019. And so at that time I was like, okay, let's see, because at the time I was having issues of becoming pregnant. And so my doctors told me I couldn't have children. And later that year, I became pregnant and I had a beautiful journey of pregnancy. It was awesome. And I journeyed to the end of my pregnancy. And at the end of my pregnancy, I lost my son, Josiah, to what is called stillbirth pregnancy loss. And that was in 2019. It was a journey for my family and I, my husband and I. I mean, we have never experienced anyone having a stillbirth, so it was all new to us. And the journey was a very hard one, but thanks be to God.
All right. So, uh, how was it on your, your marriage as a couple, your relationship, you know? Uh, what was it like? I know, the men are not really talkative and all that, but,
Can I come in?
how was your husband? Yes, you can. Who am I speaking to?
God. Oh,
I am speaking to Damian Wilson, Latoya's
Oh,
husband.
hi,
That's my
husband.
Latty
Okay,
J.
well, how about that, huh? All
Oh,
right,
that's your Latty J.
support is here.
Okay. Hi,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson. I'm so happy. Okay, I can hear your voice. Okay, I can hear your perspective. Is it possible for you to come on camera? So
No,
we can.
I am not
Okay.
appropriately dressed.
That's fine. That's fine. You
All
can
right,
just
that's
share.
fine. That's fine. All right. So your wife is representing you well. So
Yeah.
so Mr. Wilson, good night. Uh
Good night. Good
good
night,
night.
sir.
Thank
Good
you
night,
for
ma'am.
coming.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for uh joining your wife tonight. So as I just asked her the question, so what was it like for you as as a man, as a husband in in this journey? What was it like for you?
To be right there, to see it all.
First, I want to thank God for allowing us this platform. I'm truly grateful. I believe that God has done so much for us in spite of
Right.
the heart pain. This journey is not easy for me and also for my wife. But as men, we go through grieving differently. For me,
True.
it was silent, but based on society, man and man. So we don't have to show the emotion and dwelling on the emotion and crying and all over this place. So what I
Right.
do, I tend, I just be silent, kind of absorbing it. At the same time, when nobody is looking, I cry because I'm a youth that is my son,
Yeah.
and it's very,
Right.
hard as a father expecting, your second son, because Josh is also looking for Josiah to play with. So,
Wow.
it's some
Right.
mixed emotion kind of setting, but I was silent. I tried to find some kind of other means of trying to quell that emotion. And so my wife, she's very supportive, but at the same time, she want me to express myself, which a man don't really normally do, if you can understand what I'm saying.
I
But
can relate that,
thanks
TJ.
to my church family, thanks to my church family, thanks for the prayers, and I think thank God for Jesus, who is the one who keeps me and being shepherd over us. When we are weak, he is strong, you know. And there are many more, so it's hard, but if our mind is stayed on Christ, we can face any storm, we can go through anything, and our past is the past, but our future will be greater.
That's right.
As I hear you talk, sir, I look at this platform here, and it's close to over 50 countries. And when you mention certain names like Jesus or these things, many people have no clue what that is. They like, what are you talking about? But isn't it good to know that, even when some people don't understand, those days in the midnight hour when no one is around, no radio station, no pastor, no family, no kids, no job, boss, whatever
Yes,
it is,
sir.
you can count on this man we call Jesus, right? That's an awesome thing. And it's funny because as I hear you talk about your experience so far, I was reminded of my mom she had 2 miscarriages back to back. And
Wow.
then that's when I came along with my twin brother. So two people, she lost 2, but God gave her 2 in one shot. So there's always life, there's always hope after the storm, so to speak. So tell us a little bit more about how you're feeling now. How have you progressed to that point? Did you go to therapy? Did you was it a pastor that gave you counsel? How did you navigate your way through this storm that you've experienced?
Well, for me as the woman, I am.
Okay. First.
Well, let me hear the Mrs. first, and then you can chime in. Because I just want to hear what she wants, because this is deep right here. This is
okay. So for me as a woman, and I talk a lot, and I had my support with my ladies from my wife's group, and I had my church, which was very supportive. That was behind me. They were very crucial in the initial stage. They walked me through the process because where I live in the States. And so one of the things about having a stillbirth is that you are responsible. If your child is full term, you are responsible for the burial, for everything concerning the child. And so at that stage, it was very traumatic for me. And I had the support of my church family that walked me through the process of the funeral, the memorial, the plan, or calling. They were in the initial stage of the process, and they were there at the end of the road. And they're there because there are times I will have moments, and my moments will cause me to be either quiet or to cry. And so they're there. So I had the support behind me, and I still do have the support behind me, because it's a journey that you have to be on every day. You have to, like my husband say, you have to be deliberate with your faith, knowing that all things are working together for your good. And you, at first, you can't see it, you can't understand the stillbirth, you can't understand the miscarriage, you can't understand the newborn death, you just can't understand death. You know, to say, God, you promised me this precious gift and you take it away from me. How could you do that? But as you journey on, you will understand more that He knows what is best for you. He knows, He understands, and He's there for you as you process all the emotions, all the questions. He's there to answer them. And for me, I had the support of, and I got counseling, but it was for a short period of time. But I had more spiritual support, which I needed because I was more a vocal, spiritual person. I work with the church, and so I have all of that support that I needed.
That's right.
Wow, it's powerful. So we see where your faith has been the key for you and your husband to get through this process. I believe we're saying something. Mr. Pinnock, I believe you were saying something just now.
Yes, yes, sir. And sorry if but I can tell you when because for me personally, I have a personal relationship with my Savior Jesus Christ. That has been my foundation. I have men around me, church, because you have support from the church, man. How you doing? Or have you been eating? These things are very crucial, and go out, don't just stay and think about and dwell on what has happened already. Yes, you can't do nothing, but you can also heal, try to heal now. It's not easy that you will forget, but the process, after to say, God, it happened, you're in control. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but you have to put yourself, try to go past this now. Life goes on. You have to be strong for your wife. You have to be strong for your son. If you crumble down and break down, who is going to hold them up, as a man?
Right.
So these things are crucial, but at the same time, you can't be a macho that you can't even get support elsewhere because you need it.
That's
because
important.
we are emotion, we are not robots. We have emotion, so we have to depend. We have to sometimes get a hug, sometimes say it's okay, sometimes cry. might sound away, but you have to just let it out and let that process heal inside. Because if it's not heal inside, you will get hungry and bitter at people and bitter all over the place, and you don't know where it's coming from. I can see tremendous growth in my wife. We are moving on gradually, not fully, gradually, and accepting that, what had happened. God, it is God's design, and I'm not doubting that, but we wish otherwise, but it's God's choice and design.
Right. I think it's such a powerful uh thing, just to hear you both coming on and talking about your support for each other,
Yes.
and you know and sharing that even in those moments you allow yourself to be vulnerable to that pain, and you cry because it is therapeutic. So while
Yes.
we rely on God's strength, you know we allow our human side just to let it all out and
Right.
heal. And out of this experience, Latty J and Pastor Wilson, was birth. So something else was born out of this. Josiah Speaks Hope. And
Yes.
just stop you right there. I'm so sorry. We're going for a break right now. You're listening to Let's Talk Relationships on UME Radio. We'll be right back. Right
Right
back.
back.
Right back.
Relationships on
UME
UMERADIO.
So, what are we talking about?
Marriage, dating, parenting, business.
And love, emotions, sex.
It's a conversation with me, Lady Misty,
And DJ KTE.
on everything from hot topics to taboos.
Join us Mondays at 9 p.m. live on UME Radio.
Follow us at Let's Talk Relationship Show on Facebook.
UME Radio, touching your airwaves like something you've never heard before.
Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back to Let's Talk Relationships. And we're going to continue with the conversation, Life's Moments.
Yes, Latty J.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So just before the break, you were about to tell us about Josiah Speaks Hope. So tell us about that.
So Josiah Speaks Hope is a non-profit, faith-based organization that seeks to bring awareness to do with advocacy, support, empowerment, and education on pregnancy loss. Because during my pregnancy loss, I found out very quickly that in the era which I lived, there was a lot of support system. Thanks to my church, that was very instrumental in my healing process. But other than that, there was no support system for pregnant mothers and families who are struggling, because the transition from the hospital home and for you to be breaking the news to family members was traumatic, and all the other support that mothers needed, I didn't see that in my community. And as I see God to get answers on, my experience, I started to have conversation with other women who were affected, and I found out that there was not enough support. And so the Lord gave me that passion to just be out there for other women who need the help and are seeking for a safe space to just let it all out, to deal with their pain, to get the kind of support they need, not just physical support, but mentally. We don't know a lot about pregnancy loss because we tend to put it aside. We tend to not want to talk about it as women because we're ashamed. And so this is a platform for others to just share and to be there for others in their growth, for them to be there without nobody judging them, and to provide that empowerment to move beyond, to try again to have kids. Because most women, when they have a loss, they're afraid of trying to even have intimacy again with their partner. So it's a platform to provide all of these integral things that we need in life, because we all need someone, especially when we're going through. And this is an avenue for any family, whether your class, your race, it's non-judgmental zone for everyone, for the males, for the females, for the friends and family who are expecting, for the siblings that are affected, the whole entire family. It's a holistic approach.
So
yes, go ahead, Misty.
Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I was thinking, because that's really powerful, and I can almost see the lingering pain that you're still experiencing. I can see the memory of it is real to you, and it's interesting because as I see you speak, I'm pretty sure that there are people out there hearing this conversation, and I'm sure of feeling a sense of connectedness, a sense of togetherness within this area of pain and loss.
Right.
And I think it's such a powerful thing when you can share and be so transparent along with your husband, because there's something about when two come together as one, in their vulnerability, in their transparency, in their pain. And you guys are giving so many messages tonight, so many different powerful messages as individual pain, but together, are you coming together and you're working through this process, and you're not putting a date on it. I don't see where there's stress on each other or a kind of a force to be at a certain place in your recovery. I see a kind of I would say a harmonious approach, because I've known couples who when they were lost, the lady kept mourning and the guy said, "Stop it now. He said, enough is enough," and that wasn't good for her. I mean, he was probably trying to, I guess, cope in his own way, but him shutting her down was saying, "Hey, the pain is too much." But it's good to see that how you guys are both working together, and I'm sure those who are listening and watching can find some kind of solace in that, some kind of empowerment, because we're about empowering people. We want to empower 1 million lives, and I think you guys really are a blessing so far, and definitely, I feel blessed just to hear you guys and encouraged that together, we can do so much, no matter what the situation is, whether it's during life or during death.
Latty,
thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
What has been the support like? Are women, men, couples, coming out, finding you, reaching out, trying to get that support as they go through their own journey as well?
What's it like as folks reach out to you, and what do you find, and how do they mostly reach out to you? Is it mostly in the church, or is it through the websites or through your mediums that you have? How is that?
So now I have Facebook and Instagram, and so a lot of people reach out to me through Instagram more.
Instagram, okay.
And I mean, on my platform, whether you're a Christian or not, you are welcome. We are not biased to that. What we want to do is help. We want to be that avenue to help. So we don't look at whether you're a Christian or not. As a matter of fact, if you're not, come on in. Let me introduce you to someone who helped me to be where I'm at in my healing process. So it's not just for Christians. If Christians come, they're welcome. Non-Christians, they're welcome just the same. And I have several people, different class, different people from all over who have reached out to me from different places across the world. And I am presently working on doing collaboration with different nonprofit organizations to reach women and family, because it's hard to reach people because this is a very taboo thing. They don't want to talk about it. Some people want to leave it alone, but mental illness is real. And this is one of the things that cause mental illness. and self-care is important.
Yes.
So as a woman and as a man and as a family, we need to take care of ourselves. Like back in the days, in my parents' day, they wouldn't talk about this. This is a forbidden topic. You have a loss.
Yes, that's true.
Keep it moving.
That is true.
Let's go on. It's another day. So a lot of women, and that is what I found out when forming this nonprofit. I've met so much women that I couldn't believe that they have been through things like this and they never said anything to anyone. I believe this is a conversation that is supposed to be held with women that are planning to get married, that are planning to have children, because there are some things that we can do to prevent pregnancy loss. As women, we have a right to take care of our bodies. In Black women, we are 4 to 5 times more likely to have a pregnancy loss. That is something that we need to take more attention and look at in terms of health. And high blood pressure is a factual part of that. And so as Black women, we have a responsibility to touch other women's life by saying, listen, take care of yourself. You're going to have a child. You're going to be carrying a child around. And on top of that, take care of your mental status, knowing that you can do whatever you can to prevent a loss. Some things are not preventable, but just to ensure that you care for yourself properly is very important too. And that is one of the things that I want to reach to other women, because you can have reoccurrence of pregnancy loss, but if you are aware and you have the right kind of support, it can prevent that from happening.
Wow, interesting. So we'll take a quick break here. Yes, we're back on Let's Talk Relationships on UMERADIO. Yes,
before we hear from Latty J, Coach Raquel, she wants to call in. So, Coach, are you there?
I just feel very inspired. I am interested in understanding how do we support you at UMERADIO, UME Digital Media, Inc., which owns UMERADIO. We are very interested in working with persons for empowerment. And so I was trying to text it in, but it wasn't going in. But I'd really love to know, how can we support you? I'm already thinking in the back of my mind to help you set up a web page so you can start having a digital platform where people can come. But I really would like for us to share information, because a lot of persons will see and hear this, so they can know, how do they support you? Where do we go to support you? What are the ways that we can support you? And what can UME Digital Inc. do? Because I'm really impressed as I sit here and listen to you. I wish I could hug you. And I'm not even sure if that's what you'd want right now, and forgive me if it's the wrong response. But I don't know what I would do if that happened to me, and that is happening to women. So how do we support you? Put out all the numbers, all the outlets, all the ways people can donate, all the ways people can support you. Tell us what we can do.
Yes.
Thank you, Lady Misty.
Okay, so
You're welcome, Coach.
Like I say, all of this is new to me. So right now I'm on Instagram at Josiah Speaks Hope, and Facebook, Josiah Speaks Hope. I would love a web page. We are presently in position. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting on the 501c3 to have it become an official charity. But we are now an organization that is recognized in the state of Florida and in the US. We are registered under the right proper channel. And I would take any help, because my objective is to reach every woman who have been so traumatized. So I'm a woman who needs someone to talk with, to pray with, to sit, to cry with, I am here. I am here for you. Any family who just want to be in a zone, an environment that they just want to express. Because one of my thing was I wanted to express to my husband how I was feeling. And like I say, I was privileged. I've met so much women over the last year that didn't have the opportunity to share. Here I am sitting here with you guys talking. I have never, ever taken medication for not being able to sleep, not being able to eat. Yes, I was depressed, but I had the savior and I had the support that I needed. So I want to be able to give that love and support to every family who have been affected by pregnancy loss. It's time for us to stand up and speak up and get help about these things. So any help I can get, I will take.
And that's a great way to close out the show, which will be in a few minutes. So we thank you for being an amazing guest, you and your husband. It has been a blessing. I've been blessed. And like I said, I'm pretty sure many out there who have been watching and listening and will watching in the future are going to be challenged. So here, I can't wait to get you going with your website and get you more exposure so people can be blessed and touched by your work. And God bless you so much.
One thing before I go, I would like to share one thing before I go. On the 28th of this month, I'll be having a virtual event for men affected by pregnancy loss. It's a forum for men to just share what they have been through and also to provide that support system for men, where my husband will be anchoring the event.
Very nice.
He will be speaking up and talking about how men have been wearing the mask, the emotional mask. How can they move from that stage to get healing?
Yes.
How they can progress and be more intimate with their partner and build better relationship with them.
I love it.
Sounds good.
I love it. Awesome. Great. So again, thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Pinnock. Wilson. Oh, Wilson. Okay, there we go. So we got it right. This is Wilson. You know, it's funny because back in the days, as I played tennis as a coach, and my favorite ball was they called the Wilson 5, and Wilson number 5. So the Wilson works for me. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us, and we appreciate.
Thank you, Latty J, for accepting the invitation.
Anytime.
I love you for just speaking out and just doing the good work that you have been doing with your husband. Pastor Wilson, thank you also for joining us tonight. Continue to keep up the good work, and we'll keep in touch as to how we are going to be able to support you as you continue to speak hope.
Yes,
to speak hope.
God be the glory.
Amen. Thank you, guys. And we also want to thank our sponsors tonight. We want to thank Amazon. Misty, who else do we thank tonight for our sponsors?
Amazon, Macy's, My Coach Ministries, all the persons who have come on board to allow this show to be possible. We thank you. And thank you for all the listeners and the viewers out there. We can't do it without you. So thank you for keeping our company tonight. Thank you for all the guests, Dr. Sonia that passed through. And to
yes, she did a fabulous job.
Wilson. Yes, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Coach, for coming in as well.
And God, before we close out, we have today's tip for great relationships. So the tips that we have today is what? Is that no matter what you go through, we stay together. Because together we stand. United we stand. Divided we fall. Yes.
It's UMERADIO, touching your airwaves like something you've never heard before.
You, me.